Good morning, everyone. So we have discussed the regular expression in the previous two videos. I have covered the theoretical part. Just to revise and see some sample programs today, what we have already discussed, I shall be working out in PyCharm and showing you, right? So just to go through those clearly, we have a brief recap of these characters, what we are using for what, the different patterns, right? You know that the whatever regular expressions we have, the Python has a module called RE, which we need to import. And then it consists of two things, one are the meta characters and one other literals. So meta characters are nothing but that you're using in order to match up with specified things, right? And literals are your ABCD numbers and all those, right? So if you look at this, whenever you write such characters, numerals, okay, they are ordinary characters that just match themselves exactly. When you're making use of a full stop, it matches any single character except a new line. When you say /W, capital W, B, and the smallest matches a single white space character, right? Capital S is a non-white space character. You have this D for decimal, caret which matches start of string, dollar is for matches end of string, and then inhibits the specialness of a character. These are the few things we have already seen. Let us try and execute some programs now, right? So which we do in PyCharm, right? So what do we have here? In the first program, you need to search for lines that contain from. Okay, they have not specified that at beginning or at end or anywhere, right? So they have just asked us to search. So the method that you will be using in this program is the re.search. Okay, so our first thing is we need to import the re library, which is for regular expressions. You need to open that file, right? Because from that file you are searching the lines which start with from. So you have a file handle equal to open mbox short.txt. This is a reference file which we have been using even for our earlier programs on files, right? You can use the same file because you have already created it. Then for line in hand, that is for every line in this file, you are doing a line.rstrip. You know that rstrip removes the blank spaces from the right end. Then if re.search, right, if the search method, the pattern you need to mention and the string, that is the argument you pass to the regular expression searching thing, right? This is the pattern. What is the pattern you're looking for? That line should contain from, right? So I have written it in single quotes, from followed by a colon, where I have to search it in this particular line, right? So if it is there, it is going to print that particular line. So just to recap, I'm showing you the contents of this file, which is available on that online link specified in your textbook, right? So we already have this file existing. We are doing it for this program. When I try to run this, so I want to run this program. So you see that we are going to get output here. So you see, whichever lines were starting with from, those have been shown in your output code, right? So regular expression is basically about extracting lines or searching some pattern from your file which you require for the purpose, right? So that is what we are dealing with. So I hope the first program is clear and all the lines here are clear. Let us go with the second one. At the end of this lecture, I shall make this program's PDF available to you, because in case you are not able to do it through the video, see and type, I'll pass on the PDF, see that you type those programs and practice this for better understanding, so that if you encounter any errors or have any doubts, you can always ask, right? Next, now earlier we saw search for the lines that have from in it. Now that start with from, right? So these words matter when you are doing pattern matching, right? So which start from, it is not necessarily from, could be anywhere in your earlier program, but now we want that it starts from. So for that, what is the change you are doing, right? Import RE, almost the same program, a little small change that you have made. Since they said start with from, what you have done here is you have put a caret symbol, right? Just now you have seen caret indicates the start, dollar indicates the end, right? So I want starts from. So that's the reason I have used the caret with from, that starts with from. And so almost you get the same output when you run this probably. So let us see. This is your regular expression second program, right? So if you have a look at the output, Same thing, because actually in fact it is starting with from. You can test some lines or add in where from is at the end, those won't be displayed, right? So this is the second program. Let us go to the third one. What are we trying to do in the third one? So we have a look here. We are searching for lines that start with F followed by 2 characters followed by M colon, right? How will you write this pattern, right? Start with F, so caret F is possible, followed by 2 characters, right? So you can have 2 periods, and then followed by M and colon, right? So let us see how we have written this program. Yeah, so import RE, file handle, open. You're opening that same file. For every line you're first doing the R strip, and then depending on the requirement of your pattern, this is what you write and where I have to search it in that line, right? So starting with F followed by 2 characters, so 2 periods, and then M and colon, right? So different ways of doing the same thing depends. So what is differing in this program is the way you're writing your search pattern. So the way your sentence is written, what exactly you're trying to search, whether they have specified starting, ending with, or anywhere in the line, you have to be careful with that, right? So that matters. So when you're saying starting with, this is what you deal with. So now when you say run, you see this example and see the output, right? So you get those same lines again, right? But the way the question was asked was different, and the way you have written the pattern is different, right? So quite similar programs. So that's the reason I have been taking them together. Now you have the fourth one, right? So search for lines that start with from and have an @ sign, right? So actually if you look at these 3-4 programs, the output remains the same, but see the variety of ways in which it can be asked and the variety of ways in which you can write that particular pattern in which you need to search, right? So now you have an @ sign, right? So what you're going to do, start with from, so again caret and from, and then it must have an @ sign, so you need to match that @ character, right? So you see the way this pattern is written. Rest of the things are the same. The starting lines, you are importing the module, opening the file. Look at this pattern. Starts with, so caret from, colon, period means character. So, right, this plus indicates one or more characters of these. So here I can have any number of characters, but then along with that it should have this @ sign, right? So this is the pattern to be matched, and if you run this program, it is the same output as your previous one. So basically we are trying to look in for those lines, so you would see that you're ending up in the same line. So till now we have seen 4 programs which have same output, but the way you have written these patterns and the way questions are asked are different. Now what? So you see this? Okay, now if I recall, what is find all doing? It is finding all the substrings of the pattern that you are specifying. So let us look at this. There is no file involved, we are directly taking a string. So this is the string from which you are trying to extract the substrings. So I have a message from, right? This is the string. You have a variable equal to re.findAll, right? So you know that findAll returns you the list as output, right? And at the same time, it is finding all the substrings that match this pattern, right? So if you remember, /s is talking of a non-white space character, right? One or more of non-white space characters followed by an @ symbol, again followed by one or more non-white space characters because you have a plus, right? Where I have to look for it in this string. When I execute this program, what do you think should be the output? Wherever you have this @ in between the strings like this, right? So this should give you in the form of a list. So when I run this program, you will get a list of those from the file, right? So let me run this. We're doing RE5. So look at this program and you have a list where I have the pattern being followed, right? So as simple as this. So if you don't want to create a file, directly give a string, try to find the pattern, right? Let us have one more. Here also again we have, right, but with one additional condition. So basically you're trying to match those lines only, right? The pattern remains the same, but if length of x is greater than 0, then only you have to print this x, right? So you're printing the list again, right? So what we are trying to do here. Okay, this time we have taken a file, if I'm not wrong, instead of a string. So now the same pattern we are taking with this particular file. Now let us see what is the output when you run it, because you have even checked whether length is greater than 0. So look at this file. Yes. So wherever length is greater than 0, it is given you in the form of a list. Right? So you're printing them then and there. It has given you all the extracts which are matching your pattern. Right? I hope you are following these programs. Right? Probably I can take one more for you today. Right? So if I run your 7th program on regular expression, right, you should have it. So let us see what we get. Main thing is you need to practice these programs, right? So just waiting for the list to get displayed, right? Anyways, you try these 6 programs, right? Whatever I have shown you for today, right? And if there are still any problems you are facing in this, I am sending you the PDF of all the programs that I am going to show you. You practice that. In the next video, I shall be doing all the remaining programs. Okay, there are about 14 programs. For today's class, I have discussed 6. Another 8 I shall do it for next class. But see that you try to understand the way those patterns are being matched, and then for your own practice sake, what you can do is type a normal text file, and you try to, based on your requirement, you want to find something, see whether you're able to write that particular pattern, right, and extract it. Try it with a string also, try it with a file also, right? So we continue with 8 more programs that are left out, okay, on regular expressions for our next class. Hope you are following regular expressions, quite an important concept, right? So practice this. Have a nice day. Thank you.